Hello, welcome back to the reading of The Poem of the Man God, written by Maria Valtorta, Volume 1, Chapter 17, Part 2, The Disobedience of Eve and the Obedience of Mary. Oh, the joy my Jesus explained, the fault with which the first couple got stained. I redeemed that sin by going up the same stages as they descended. Disobedience was the beginning of the downfall. Do not eat and do not touch of that tree, God said, and man and woman did not respect that prohibition. Although as kings of creation they were allowed to touch and eat of everything except of that tree, because God wanted them to be inferior only to the angels. The tree, the means to test their obedience. What does obedience to God's commands imply? It implies all possible good, because God commands nothing but good. What is disobedience? It is evil, because it brings about a rebellious mental state in which Satan can be active. Eve goes toward the tree, which, if avoided, would have caused her welfare. If approached, would cause her ruin. She goes there, led by the childish curiosity of seeing what is special about it, and by a rashness that makes her consider God's command a useless one, since she is strong and pure, the queen of Eden, where everything is subject to her and nothing can hurt her. Her presumption is her ruin. Presumption is the yeast of pride. At the tree she finds the seducer, who sings his song of lies to her inexperience, to her beautiful virginal inexperience, to her badly guarded inexperience. You think there is evil here? No, there isn't. God told you because he wants to keep you as slaves under his power. You think you are a king and queen? You are not even as free as wild animals. Animals can love one another with true love. You cannot. Animals are granted the gift of being creators like God. Animals generate little ones and see their families grow as much as they like. You do not. You are denied this joy. Why make you man and woman if you have to live thus? Be gods. You do not know the joy of being two in one flesh that creates a third one, and many more. Do not believe God when he promised you the joy of posterity, seeing your children forming new families, leaving their father and mother for their families. He has given you a sham life. Real life is to know the laws of life. Then you will be like gods and will be able to say to God, we are equal to you. And the allurement continued because there was no will to break it. On the contrary, there was the will to continue it and to learn what did not belong to man. And the forbidden tree becomes really mortal for the human race because from its branches there hangs the fruit of bitter knowledge that comes from Satan. And the woman becomes a female, and with the yeast of satanic knowledge in her heart, she moves on to corrupt Adam. With their bodies and souls degraded and her morals corrupted, they became acquainted with sorrow and the death of both their souls deprived of grace, and of their bodies divested of immortality. And Eve's wound engendered suffering, which will not subside until the last couple on earth are dead. I went along the road of the two sinners, but in the opposite direction. I obeyed. I obeyed in every way. God inspired me to be a virgin. I obeyed. When I loved virginity that made me as pure as the first woman before she met Satan. God asked me to get married. I obeyed, elevating marriage to the degree of purity intended by God when he created the first parents. I was then convinced that my destiny was solitude in marriage and the contempt of people because of my holy sterility. When God asked me to be a mother, I obeyed. I believed that it was possible and that the word came from God, because I was filled with peace when I heard it. I did not think I deserved it. I did not say, now the world will admire me because I am like God, creating the flesh of God. No, I did not. I lowered myself in my humility. Joy gushed out of my heart like the stem of a rose, but it was soon decorated with sharp thorns, and it was clenched in the tangle of sorrow, like branches enveloped by the bare vines of convolvuli. Sorrow for the pain of my spouse, it suffocated my joy. Sorrow for the pain of my son, a thorn that pierced my joy. Eve wanted pleasure, triumph, freedom. I accepted sorrow, humiliation, slavery. I gave up my peaceful life, the esteem of my spouse, my own freedom. I kept nothing for myself. I became the maid of God in the flesh, in morals, in the spirit, relying on Him not only for the virginal conception, but also for the protection of my honor, for the consolation of my spouse, for the means suitable to elevate him also to the sublimation of marriage, so that we could restore man and woman to their lost dignity. I embraced the will of the Lord for myself, my spouse, and my creature. I said yes for the whole three, as I was certain that God would not break His promises to assist me in my sorrow, of a spouse who realizes she is considered guilty, and of a mother who knows she is generating a son to deliver him to sorrow. I said yes, and nothing else. That yes canceled Eve's no to God's command. Yes, my Lord, as you wish. I will know what you want me to know. I will live as you want me to live. I will rejoice if you wish so. I will suffer for what you want me to suffer. Yes, forever, my Lord, from the moment your ray made me a mother to the moment you called me back to you. Yes, forever, yes. All the good voices of the flesh, all the good passions of the spirit were under the weight of my perpetual yes, and above on a diamond pedestal there was my spirit, lacking wings to fly to you. But it was the master of the whole ego subdued and made your servant, servant in joy, servant in sorrow. But smile, O God, and be happy. Guilt has been defeated. It has been removed and destroyed. It lies under my heel. It was washed in my tears and destroyed by my obedience. The new tree will be born of my bosom, and it will bear the fruit that knows all the evil because it suffered it all in itself, and will give all the good. All men will be able to come to it, and I shall be happy if they take of it, even if they do not remember that it was born of me. Providing man is saved and God is loved, let it be done to his handmaid that is done to a clod of earth on which a tree is planted, a step to ascend. Mary, you must always be steps so that other people may ascend to God. It does not matter if they tread on us, providing they are successful in reaching the cross. It is the new tree that has the knowledge of good and evil, because it tells man what is good and what is evil, so that he may choose and live, and at the same time, it is a medicine that cures those who are intoxicated by the evil they wanted to taste. Let our hearts be under the feet of men, that the number of the redeemed may increase, and the blood of my Jesus shall not be shed fruitlessly. That is the destiny of the maids of God. But then we deserve to receive the Holy Host in our hearts, and to say at the foot of the cross, drenched with His blood and our tears, here is, O Father, the immaculate host which we offer to you for the salvation of the world. Look at us, Father, melted with it, and give us your blessing for its infinite merits. And I give you my caresses. Rest now, my dear daughter. The Lord is with you. This has been a reading from the poem of the Man God, written by Maria Valtorta, Volume 1, Chapter 17, Part 2, The Disobedience of Eve and the Obedience of Mary. Thank you for listening. I'll see you tomorrow. May God bless you, and may peace be with you.